as Americans, I can't speak for other countries, but as Americans, we really do a bang up job of destroying the homeostasis within our body, whether it be through the processed foods that we eat. I don't even call it food really, but the processed foods that we eat, the amount of medications that we take. The last I heard, Americans, being actually a pretty small country compared to other continents, we consume over 70% of all the pharmaceuticals manufactured in the world. So we love our pills. And so that's something that can destroy, the regulation, the homeostasis, the balance within our body. Just antibiotics, destroys your complete microbiome where your immune system lies. So then you look at, the EMFs from the Wi-Fi, which we can't get away from these days. That can upset the balance of things as well. As many studies that show that. Just sitting in front of the computer, the blue light. The blue light actually causes stress, significant stress within our brains and we're looking at it, 8, 10, 12 hours a day. So we are really doing a great job of creating sickness within the body. And then you take the fear factor. Every single day we are bombarded, if we choose to be bombarded, with bad news, with fear mongering. So that triggers the amygdala of our brain. This is the lizard brain. This is the fight or flight centers, if you will. When we're constantly bombarded with fear, we're constantly bombarded with poor food choices. We're constantly bombarded with EMFs and blue light. And we're also not talking to each other anymore. We don't really have as much community anymore, especially since COVID. We've really kind of taken away that community. And even today, kids don't even know how to talk to each other. They're texting each other, even if they're sitting right next to each other. There's no eye contact. There's so many things that the human experience is lacking, especially just in the past, I'd say 15 years, that connection is lost. So now we have a human body that is devoid of nutrition, a brain that is devoid of connection, and we have a lifestyle that is stagnant, that is, we're just sitting our butts all day long. This is a prime way that disease can take over our body. Now, how do we turn that around? Well, really that has to do with lifestyle choices. You have to make that choice. There are certain things that I know in this world we can't get away from if we want to even exist within this world at this point in time. The technology is one of them. Computers are here to stay. But there are ways for you to decrease that influence on your brain, on the amygdala, on that stress response that blue light brings into your brain. You can wear blue light glasses. I have them. These are what I wear when I have to watch the computer. You can see they're a little yellow tinted right there. So I wear blue light glasses. I make sure I protect myself. Actually, on my screen, when I have to work for a long period of time on the computer, I actually have a blue light screen that I just put right over it. So I don't even have to wear my glasses unless I need to see fine print. So that's a way you can deal with that. Turn your cell phones off, turn your television off before you go to bed. You don't need that constant coming into your brain. Change what food you eat. Take out processed foods. Processed foods are not even considered foods. They're processed food-like substances. In so many communities right now, you can actually become part of co-ops to where you can actually meet the farmers and the ranchers that grow your food. Really understanding where your food comes from and shaking the hand of the person that actually grew it for you, that's a very powerful experience. These people are salt of the earth people. They have a vested interest in making sure that they get a quality product to your family's table. And, your big ag companies, your CAFO farms where there's sick animals that are there, or, your monoculture that just sprays dangerous chemicals all over these products, they don't care. They simply don't care. And to me, that doesn't make much sense to me. When I want to put food on my family's table that is nutritious and wholesome and good for their bodies, I want to make sure I know where it's coming from. And I love supporting my local economy. So, here in Texas, we do have a lot of ways to make sure that, we support a local economy. There are a lot of farmers, I have a lot of ranchers around me here in Texas, here in North Texas. So that's not hard for me to find. I know some areas it's harder to find, but there are, food services now that can get food to you. You can have your own garden in your own backyard. Even if you have a small apartment, just do some potted plants on your porch. There are things that you can do. Even a little bit of a time will make a difference in your body to take those chemicals out. I mean, really today, you've probably heard it before, we need to stop counting calories and start counting chemicals, because that's what we're putting into our body. And that sets us up for sickness. Now, in my world, in upper cervical chiropractic, what I do is I aim to help people not only learn about those things, just plant the seed, if you will, but to take the interference out of their nervous system first. Even if you take the very best supplements, even if you take you go to your rancher and you get, some great, good protein, or you go to organic farmer down the street, your farmer's market, and you get the very best foods. You drink good, clean water. If your nervous system isn't functioning properly, your body can't utilize it as best as it should. Because the basis of health, the basis of human function, of the human experience, we actually live our lives through our nervous system. So if, especially up here, if it's not functioning right, there's nothing below it that can. It will remove that ability for your body to heal. Not only that, but if you're in pain, that puts excess stress on your body. The more your body has to deal with pain, the less efficient your body is. So if you have headaches all the time, if you have neck pain all the time, shoulder pain, numbness and tingling, if you have any of these ailments, low back pain, whatever it may be, your body is sucking energy to help try and quell that as much as possible, which predisposes you now to more illness, more sickness. The more stressed out you are, the more prone you are to illness.